Mike's hard penis.
Indeed, Mike's
Oh, yeah.
hard penis. The mango hard penis. Anyway, welcome to episode 205 of Dissonant Waves.
Great introduction.
My name is Domino. Ritz and Trix are here.
Hello.
Yeah.
And we are discussing a few things. Trix, you've taken up the mantle of picking Joey Valance and Brae's new album, Hyperyouth.
Yes, I have.
Ritz, you've continued to pick Garage Sale and their new album, Any Day Now, as well as the Half Requests EP, Sunmark.
Yep.
And I have decided to not pick a 2025 album and go for a classic compilation, Pure Ella by Ella Fitzgerald.
Yeah, that pretty much
Alright.
covers it.
Yeah.
Nice, simple
I have a
and
bit of an aside I'd like to mention. It's related to the penis talk from earlier.
Okay.
I've been calling one of the dishes at work. We have something on the menu called a penne pomodoro, and whenever it's just penne pasta with marinara and ricotta. Whenever I throw it up in the window, I just go penis pomodoro. I've been doing it for like a month, and they just caught onto it.
What did they say?
And they laugh. It's the kitchen industry. I could show up half naked and work in the dish pit and be fine.
As long
Unless
as
the
the work
health
gets done,
inspector
am I
was
right?
yeah. I was going to say, unless
Yeah.
the health inspector's coming in that day, you would assume.
And they don't care what size my pupils are.
They don't even check.
No. They just assume.
Alright. With that in mind, what do we want to start with?
I mean, should we start with the non-2025 and then go into the 2025? Or, you know what? I never choose. I always make it you two choosing, so we'll choose. Yeah, we'll start with Ella Fitzgerald.
Okay.
Ritz has a take, I'm guessing.
I will do my introduction.
No! Just I never get to choose where we start.
Give me 1 second and I will begin my pitch.
Hi, Manny.
And I tell him to shut up. Yes, Ella Fitzgerald. Once upon a time, I worked at a toy store in Wisconsin. And that toy store, I had to work open to close every day for like 5 days a week, as is a normal job. And they had a 5 CD changer. It was the same 5 CDs day in and day out. Eventually, I was able to change some of them. But for the longest time, I was not trusted to futz with it other than turn it on and let it play. This Ella Fitzgerald CD was one of them, and it became the highlight of my day working there. Every day. The 2 or 3 times that it played through. So I'm a bit Stockholm Syndrome into it, but eventually I knew this CD would come up. As a fun note, it also is the second Pure Ella compilation. There is a different one that combines some of her albums from early in her career, but that one was released before she died, and this one was released after she died. So this one seems to be the more current, recent one.
I have a similar story about when I worked at Dollar General, except we only had one CD, and it was during the holiday season, so they put in this country covers of classic Christmas songs, and every time I'll Be Home from Christmas came on, which was about every 40 minutes, I just wanted to take the box cutter to my fucking veins. And that's the story of the first time I got hospitalized.
Damn.
I posted, if anyone can remember that episode of American Dad, it's a pretty recent one.
Ricky Spanish.
Yeah, with Steve scatting as a part of the B plot where he's injected with a bunch of drugs to try and win this kind of like Glee or like a cappella no contest, and he scats for like a solid minute. And anyway, that's the most comparable bit of media that I have to this album.
Does Domino have
she loves
a
the
scat
scat a lot.
fetish?
What was the question?
Does Domino have a scat fetish?
Yes, but not vocal scatting, of course. Don't be silly.
There is a lot of it that happens in this album, and it's one of those. I'm not from this time period, so I'm growing up with this kind of style, and I know that was kind of the very popular thing to do. I believe this style of singing died with Dave Matthews, as it should have.
I'd like to raise a counterpoint.
If it was, I just want to say, if it wasn't dead by then, Dave Matthews definitely killed it.
I'd like to raise a counterpoint. I don't think scatting ever died. I think it just evolved into beatboxing.
Yeah.
You know what? That's fair. I was gonna say it kind of evolved into Eurodance with I'm a Scat Man.
Yeah, it had a
We
lot
don't
of
count
different,
that.
Yeah.
It had a lot of different
Yeah.
paths. I had the realization: is scatting just vocal stimming?
Kind of. It's just
Kind of.
it's improv.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'll put on my musician hat, especially with someone who has interacted in the jazz spheres, both on bass guitar and vocals. Believe it or not, scatting is improvisational. It's much in the same way as like a solo, but again, it's just what come. It's more about the notes and using the voice as an instrument than it is getting anything meaningful out.
And I mean, Ella Fitzgerald was one of the people that scattered the most. She was like most well known for it, and I think her style gets at what it's supposed to be about, and that she is trying to mimic the instruments that she is playing with commonly.
Yes.
And because of her voice, she actually can do it pretty well, depending on what she's doing. As someone who didn't really understand it as a kid, it took me kind of listening to this album over and over to really understand, like, what is the purpose of this.
And, like, well, I guess you're going first. You're going first.
I was just saying I think there are some really standout songs that like show why it was interesting and like captivating for people and what purpose it has even now. Like, there are songs in like Blue Skies and How High Is the Moon where she's like just riffing and like throwing in other melodies and just kind of going off.
Yeah,
that's really cool and interesting.
Well,
that's just jazz, baby.
Never mind, I won't say anything, Trix.
It's good.
That's just jazz. I'll have the turntables. Usually I'm the one being interrupted, but I have had a week. So anyways, yeah, that's just jazz. You riff, you incorporate. Yeah.
I'm now waiting for dead. Yeah, I'm waiting for dead silence before I start talking again.
You are now free to go, Ritz.
No. Please, after you. Okay. So, I guess the big comparison that I should probably do to this artist, just in context of what we've covered through this year, it is Barbra Streisand, because I didn't like a Barbra Streisand, but it's a very kind of not a similar style in the songs, nor a similar style of singing, but it is a more slower paced. We're covering basically just one woman's. I guess an overall discography on the case, and Barbra was a collaborations album.
Yeah.
But there's still that kind of big difference between adult contemporary and the old style of swing/jazz. This is kind of in between both of them. I wouldn't say this is directly a swing album or directly a jazz album. I'd say it probably has more jazz influence than it does swing, but it goes in between too.
It also has slow tunes and stuff too.
Yeah. And the big difference that I can kind of do with this comparison here is the Barbra Streisand album bored me. And whilst I'm not an Ella Fitzgerald fan, this one was a lot easier to get through. It was surprisingly kind of fun at times.
Yeah.
It's a very fun album. Like the opening song, her live version of Mac the Knife alone. There's just so much going on. Like,
from memory, that the first... Yeah, I was going to say, from like memory at the start as well, it's like, it's someone introducing by saying this is the first time we'll get a woman singing this song.
She forgets the words.
1960, I can believe that.
And she just starts like improvising and does like a really good Louis Armstrong impersonation.
Yeah.
And then Louis Armstrong appears later.
In case you didn't know what he sounded like. Here you go.
Yeah.
And it has a good amount of like master pace songs, some slower ones. I mean, for me, the highlights are just all the live cuts where she just goes off and does her thing.
Yeah, I would fully agree with that.
Like there's just some really nice like just vocal melodies she's doing, just riffs and just it's just so fun. It's just imagining how that shit went down live, just incredible.
Well, what was the live album you had us do a couple of years back?
Sarah Vaughan one?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yes.
Uh, from memory, that one's more kind of enjoyability came from the live setting more than it did having like proper recordings of these songs.
Yeah.
I to completely remove all credibility I have as a reviewer, it is the Shaky Graves effect. Much better live than it is studio.
I'm honestly just considering it a total cultural victory that I have you just thinking about Shaky Graves.
That was done a couple of years ago, Trix.
I know, but I still consider it.
I've come to terms with the fact that he got to live rent free inside my head.
I mean, Shaky Graves is a virtuoso at what he does. He's very good, very talented. Not as famous as Ella Fitzgerald was in her time, but if you're making the weird comparisons like that, it's not the worst.
Do we think that Shaky Graves is making like adult contemporary for the flannel and fake hipster mustache era?
No, he's just making indie country.
There are some
Fair.
that I think could transcend, but rarely. Like Pay the Road, I think, is a song that I assumed was a cover because it was just so good.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Oh, speaking of, there's a I think there's a couple covers on here as well, aren't there? I mean, as usual, for this time, most music in the 50s and 60s was, hey, let's grab somebody else's work and redo it.
Yeah,
make money.
Like, you're good.
There's a reason the jazz standard exists.
Yep.
You're good at singing. Sing this one.
Yes.
I think it's the first time. First time we've done a compilation like this? Am I correct?
Yeah, I guess
so. The last one that we did in this style of music was just fully live. That's
right.
like a live album.
And that was a recorded like over a couple nights kind of thing.
I don't think we've done a true kind of best of compilation of anyone.
Yeah,
at
like
least that's like what is a legit album.
This would be comparable to like Alba Gold, for example.
Yeah.
That feels offensive to Ella Fitzgerald, to be honest.
Oh, come on.
I like ABBA.
As a Eurovision
you have to
fan,
like ABBA.
I like Eurovision.
But
ABBA it doesn't
Gold
mean we have to listen to Eurovision artists outside of it.
ABBA Gold is like one of the most well-known compilation albums, along with like Eagle Greatest Hits.
I get that comparison. Don't get me wrong about it. I was just shitting on ABBA.
Trix, we had to pick ABBA at some point.
I think we have to fucking force Ritz to watch Priscilla, Queen of the Desert again.
And Mamma Mia.
I haven't watched. I have watched Mamma Mia. The worst part about that is fucking Pierce Brosnan trying to sing.
Oh, you know what's really
believe it or not, I've seen Priscilla, Queen of the Desert. I've never seen Mamma Mia.
I need to see Priscilla. That's one I'm not against seeing. That's a classic Australian film.
It is a fantastic film.
I completely forgot about this till now. The Mamma Mia soundtrack for the Broadway play was one of the other CDs in the CD changer.
Also, the one thing I hated about Mamma Mia also as well is that Waterloo is just a throwaway song in that whole musical play, movie, whatever. It's used at the end as like an encore kind of thing, but it's like this is probably actually the most important song in their whole career. Without Waterloo, they didn't blow up.
On this sort of same train of thought of musicals and movies, would you believe that I have seen the Legally Blonde musical with 3 different productions, but I have only seen the movie once?
I would believe that.
I can believe that. I've been forced to watch Legally Blonde before. Just looking at the person who.
The musical's better.
I've heard the musical is better. I believe there's like isn't it like supposed to be a song that's like about the guy that's gay in the court?
Gay or European?
Classic.
Yeah,
classic.
That's the one.
It's a classic tune. It pops into my head at least once a month.
That was another song I discovered from Phoenix Wright compilations in like middle school.
I think you've mentioned this before.
And I've had a friend tell me that apparently Legally Blonde 2 is stupider and is even more worth watching because
I've never
Well,
seen it.
I think she tries to save the animals or something.
She is
I
working
haven't
with
seen
like
it.
Congress to pass bills,
Yeah, that's.
Oh, so it's like an Aaron Brockovich sort of thing, maybe?
but
No.
like Aaron Brockovich is more about being a lawyer and taking on like the big company that's poisoning people.
Yeah.
This is more
I've
I
seen
like
Aaron
personally,
Brockovich. I watched it in summer school.
didn't really enjoy Legally Blonde that much, but I'll tell you what, I expected to absolutely hate it.
a fun
It's
movie.
not horrible. The musical's great.
Yeah, I'd
I
assume the musical would be better because I feel like that would treat itself a lot less
It,
seriously, which
yeah,
the movie just felt like it treated itself a bit too seriously, you know?
it's one of those movies that does weirdly translate into a better musical. I don't
Yeah.
feel like there's a lot of this.
think it took
What about
itself.
Shrek the musical?
I think it took itself
I
seriously
was in
because
Shrek the musical.
it had
Uh,
to kind of counteract the blonde people are stupid kind of mentality.
Yeah, yeah,
Now that that's not as much of a thing, I think it can be a little more camp and fun.
yeah.
yeah, I forget just like because the dumb blonde trope still kind of exists, but I forget just how much of a stereotype that was in the noughties.
Yes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
90s, the noughties, just straight culture in general.
And then Simpsons made an episode attacking it like 10 years too late.
Yeah, like everything The Simpsons does.
No, only recent Simpsons. Early Simpsons is pretty
Recent,
recognized.
modern Simpsons,
Yeah.
I should say.
Yeah.
Anyways, Ella Fitzgerald, gents.
I mean, do we knock her points for gender swapping Boy from Ipanema?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
I don't care what decade it is. Gender swapping in a
you
song
can
is a
be
coward's
gay
move.
for 5 minutes in a song.
To be fair though, it's always been the case if somebody doesn't gender swap in a song, people start talking about their sexuality or what they are. It's like, they're just covering a song.
I'm going to take the moment here to shit on Michael Bublé because I can shit. I like to shit on him whenever I can. I
Oh, we
fucking
allow it
hate
on this
his
podcast.
cover of Santa Buddy. You do not get to get out of sucking Santa's dick.
Nah. If there's any singer that I could believe would happily suck Santa's dick, it's Michael
It's
Bublé as
Michael
well.
Bublé.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he
Just
tries to make the car cooler and calls it like in the colors like steel blue.
Of course,
nah.
because he's got to be cool.
I
Yeah.
can tell you safely, if Bublé just admitted to sucking Santa's cock, I would think a lot better of him than I do now.
Yeah.
His crowning achievement is the Lonely Island collaboration.
Yeah. If I just want to say, if nobody out there was happy on sucking a plus man's cock, Dominic would be very upset.
Damn, you really swing it today.
I had to tone that joke down just a little.
Making me feel a
I was
little.
gonna say that in a bit more of an offensive way, but I decided against it. Ugh.
On the end of the cover, Misty, of course. I prefer the Sarah
Yeah.
Vaughan version, but I do like that song quite a bit either way. As far as like, it's overall pretty well produced for what it is. I do think the track "Summertime" is mixed a lot lower, which is kind of unfortunate.
It is the most popular song, apparently, though.
Is it?
Yeah, 145 million on there, because her most popular on Spotify is Dream, A Little Dream of Me, which is not on this.
No.
Then second one is Cheek to Cheek, which is also on it, not on this, and then Summertime is the third most popular song on Spotify.
That's
So there's your fun fact of the day. Yeah. So Pure Ella doesn't even have the two most pure Ella.
and they'll do anything when the artist passes away and they realize they can make some money.
So because we haven't I guess talked about her earlier output. The Ella and Lewis album art has to be one of the old time classic photos of mum and dad.
Yeah.
They just don't make like every album art that
Oh,
they make
yes.
these days that tries to replicate that style just goes way too produced. That genuinely feels like, hey, can we just take a photo of you guys? All right, there's the album art.
I have
Yeah.
one photo I think is funnier. I can find it. But keep talking.
No, I got nothing else to say.
Well, kind of along this topic, Ritz, when's the last time you played Fallout?
Last time I played Fallout,
Yeah, one of the Fallout games.
I've never played Fallout.
Fuck, dude, you need to fix that and listen to the
Do I?
radio. Yeah, man.
I've heard Fallout 4 is kind of shit, and I've heard Fallout 76 is even worse, and then I've heard I think
Okay.
I have New Vegas, which I've heard is really good.
So the thing you need to know about Fallout 4 is the story is ass. But
Yeah.
Other than that, it is one of the best Fallout games. The exploration in it is top notch. It is the best exploration in any video game I've ever played.
Okay, I have Fallout New Vegas on my computer.
New Vegas is okay. I know I'm in the minority by saying I don't really care for New Vegas. I prefer Fallout 3.
Maybe I'll download New Vegas, and if that's good, I'll buy Fallout 4 when I have money.
Or I'll buy it for you as a hey, you're getting married gift. Next time it's on sale.
Hey, what have you got on your wedding register? Yeah, we got some cutlery, we've got some glasses, we got Fallout 4 on Xbox.
I want to see the wedding plan that has just video games on the wish.
Why is everybody discussing my wedding, man? What is this? A extended family meetup? Fuck.
Technically, yes.
I can't find
extremely extended family.
I can't find the image anymore, but I remember years ago I was seeing a ad that Louis Armstrong was like really into laxatives and like was like a proponent of them.
Okay.
So I always think of that when I see that picture of him and Ella on the album cover.
To put on with sales, by the way, Fallout 4 is at least $10 on the Humble store.
How much is that with all DLC?
I am currently checking. You know what's crazy? I don't have to scroll up to 1950 anymore to just say that, hey, I'm over the age of 18. And yet I still do it.
Yeah, I recently moved out of that 18 to 25 age demographic.
It's crazy.
Let's see, what's it say? Fallout 4 season pass is $21. It says.
I will wait for a Steam sale.
Okay. So that's you can buy the full game of the year for $22.
Oh, that's not bad. But I'm still gonna wait for a sale because I know I can get the whole thing for $10.
Yeah. Fanatical has had it at $11 as a part of a bundle, and Steam has had it for $13.
Yep.
This is all Australian, by the way.
Oh, so it's like $6 American.
Oh, probably. I don't think your dollar's doing that well, but I also don't think our dollar is doing that well.
Yeah.
It's not a case of it's the American dollar doing shit. It's the Australian dollar is. Anyway, Ella Fitzgerald. I don't really have a personal favorite or least favorite off of this, but I don't think this is a blender or a cheese sandwich. It's just not really one of those albums where I could pick a favorite or least favorite from it.
Did you at least enjoy yourself?
I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought I was going to.
That's all I can ask.
Yeah.
I guess for me, the Mac the Knife live one is classic. Blue Skies has amazing scatting. How High the Moon, she just fucking goes off. My least favorite will have to be Boy from Ipanema.
Cheese sandwich.
Glad to get this one finally in the show. But now we move on to what's going on this year. In the year of our Lord 2025.
Indeed.
Anyone want to buy a garage?
Oh, we're doing garage sale, alright.
Alright.
Garage sale, any day now. A shoegazy slowcore band from Melbourne that's we covered last year with the EP. They've been around for a couple of years now. Benji is the runner of Sawhorse as a label, so quite a lot of emo cred in this band. That's basically them covered. Oh, and the drummer's also in a band called Local to Neighbor, and it seems to be their first. I think it's their first recordings with him as a drummer for one, and I think it's finally them having a consistent drummer, because definitely on the EP he's not credited,
All
at
right.
least according to the Bandcamp. Yeah, that's about as much context as I can bring into this.
I just want to play Smash Bros with you, or Tony Hawk's, whichever works for you.
Alright, so this is the Sonic Adventure 2 episode. We're all just playing Tony Hawk's this week.
Well, that's that's some of the lines in Kick It.
I know.
Yeah, because we'd all choose Tony Hawk in this podcast. I know that.
Absolutely.
Yes. Is it
Yeah,
2? Is it 3? Is it 4? Who can say? Probably 3, but yes.
Sonically speaking, they've gone way more on the slowcore side of things than they have on the more shoegazy part, especially compared to their last output with the EP, which of Stars Fall 2.
Yeah.
And the clearer production does stand out on a bunch of these songs, but I also do find myself wanting in a couple more of these songs. I genuinely come out with from this album quite positive, but I think I did have quite high expectations that unfortunately weren't met in a full album.
I would agree in that my expectations were not really super met. Like, it's not a bad album by any means. It just
I've still come out positive. It's a good album. But
my issue is that it kind of suffers just from, like, hey, they're going down a very specific path, and so some of these songs end up kind of sounding the same. And after a while, it just becomes a miasmic, like, haze of, like, hey, this is kind of good. But there's nothing, like, sink your ships. There's nothing, like, as clear-cut as the stuff on Stars Fall 2 was.
Yeah, no, I think I agree. I think this comes off, personally for me, I think, like, the first half of this album, or the A-side, is just stronger in that sense as Trix is dying.
There's a big-ass spider in my apartment.
You'll be fine.
Have him on the show. See what he thinks.
Yeah. I mean, it helps that all the singles are in the first half of this album as well, which listening to in the lead up to this album, and it helps that part of the album kind of stand out more. Even if I would say, like, the songs aren't too wildly different in how they're going, I feel like there's enough variety that happens. But definitely in the second half of this album, especially kind of towards the end, I do start to feel that. This it's already a short enough album as it is, and I do feel like there are parts on this album which could be a bit of filler.
Okay, it's gone.
Now, this is only going from a couple impressions of this album as well, and I'm sure, especially with my love of this band, that I will be going back to this and I'll be finding things in it. And as with my usual laziness, I haven't gone really too much into the lyricism or anything about this, but I do compare it to that Stars Fall 2 EP, and in a shorter period of time, it did feel like it did a lot more.
Yes. Granted, I have fun visual memory of listening to Stars Fall 2 while doing my Uber Eats driving, so I have, like, some association with that album that'll last for a very long time, whereas I don't as much with this. But that's neither here nor there necessarily. If it was something I gravitated to, it would still be something I gravitated to. I just think Stars Fall 2 is such a well-designed EP. This is kind of like the collection of songs, kind of stylings of an album that is interesting, is cool, but how do I put it? The EP feels like the carefully thought out work. This feels like it's Saturday, I guess we can put out some songs.
I wouldn't go that far, I guess, in my criticism of it, but if I do compare it, I mean, we had, the kind of experimental breakcore section that happened in the instrumental 2 Star Falls, which on there I had this kind of, like, I guess that's one of my expectations, was we might start to see a lot more, like, experimentation in their production happening in here. Or hell, even going just with the kind of yes, I know that EP is a lot more shoegazy, and this has some completely different sounding songs to that. regardless, due to the fact that it's clean production. But yeah, it feels like it's a band that I know can do more, and I guess that's why I've had my expectations set pretty high for this album. Now, again, the criticism mostly being a lot of the similarities sounding in the songs, that a lot of it kind of just gets lost in the sauce. But it is at least saving grace is that it is still a tightly sounding album. It was still a great kind of sad boy vibe that this album has brought up.
Oh yeah.
And I do appreciate, one of the other things I can appreciate is that all the vocals, it's no longer just the one kind of standing out on garage sales tracks. It is a proper mixture of all three vocals coming in, with especially the female vocals starting to get a bit more chance to shine in this as well. And yeah, those are, there's some small steps like that which at least hold up, as there were some aspects in their direction which have been probably better.
When you have songs that are just one-word titles, I feel like that also helps it not distinguish itself from anything else. Like, Movie was a really cool song because it just sounds really good, and it stands out on that EP because, yeah, it's called Movies in the chorus. Like, it's what else would you call it? And that may be kind of true for some of the songs here, but the confluence of so much is just like, yeah, okay, box, formula, lane. Like, it's just three of them, but like at that point in the album, it's like, yep, kind of just going through it.
Yeah, I didn't really want to agree, but I kind of do. So it sucks when a band that you really like and then you have high expectations for doesn't put out, I guess, something that you put those expectations on, and that's a bit on me as well. Like, I had like potential album of the year expectations leading up to it, because I did genuinely like the singles coming into this, with Punching Up and Can't You See, which personally are some of my favorites off this. And I do like, because it does stand out kind of as an outlier to this album, Best Friend as a song. But it's also kind of big outlier status, also means that it kind of fails as an opener.
Is any song on here... Sorry, Trix. I just want to ask, is any song on here better than Movie?
Well, we got to remember, I preferred Sinking Your Ship on that EP as well, so I'm going to say, is any song better than Sinking Your Ship?
Sure.
And personally, no, but it's not like there's no songs in here which I think aren't still of a good quality that's matches. And I can't say matches up, because I really do like Sinking Your Ship, but I guess how I'd put it is there any songs in here which I would still willingly listen to? And the answer is yes.
Okay.
I do think, especially on the first half of this album, there is some quite enjoyable tracks, and they are of a different direction, which means that it's not kind of just a whole, why would I listen to this when I could just listen to their earlier stuff? But in terms, the real question is, do I think this has the same consistent quality as their EP did? And unfortunately, I do have to say no. But on the bright side, at least it's still a good vibe to be listening to, even if it gets lost in the sauce.
Trix, you're going to say something.
I actually really don't have much to say about this album. I had a really crazy week at work, and this was just couldn't get to it. Didn't fit in the kitchen, and didn't want to listen to it when I got home, and I really don't have much else to say about it other than it's okay.
See, I can understand this not being kitchen music, but with how, I guess, chill the sounds of mostly on this album, I feel like this is the kind of one you can put on as a de-stressor.
Yeah, but it's not the way. I don't de-stress with.
Yeah, I know, not particularly you. But
I need some aggression to de-stress. I de-stress with doom metal.
Yeah, that's you.
Would I still put this on if I'm exploring like an abandoned like suburban block of houses or something. Yeah, it's got some kind of like doom and some like calmness to it that's really eerie and interesting that I can associate with my time listening to Starsfall 2 while driving through a weirdly abandoned looking area. But I mean, that's something at least. It still kind of carries on a similar feel, even if some things are different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't really have too much more to say. I do want to shout out short form. I do think out of a second half in which I'm not too keen on, I do think that is the highlight of that half by far. That being said, favorites for this are Best Friend, Punching Up, and Can't You See. Least favorite is probably something like Formula or Blame.
Blender.
I liked Best Friend and Kick It. I will say List of Things sounded nice when I had it on. My least favorites, again, yeah, Formula or Blame, something like that.
Shout outs to them actually getting signed to a label, though.
Hell yeah.
That is so huge for the scene.
Definitely.
Alright, moving on, I guess, to the next aspect of it. Was the Half Request EP. Sunmark. And I think I probably prefer this.
I prefer this as well.
Yeah.
Me too.
This is really nice.
Yeah, Half Request. I saw this band a couple of days ago. They were playing at Botany View Hotel, which sucks to get to because it's on the other fucking side of Newtown. You have to get onto you have to get to St. Peter's, which no one goes to St. Peter's, except apparently people who go to Botany View Hotel.
You have to take the A train?
Yeah, apparently, but the train was down that day, so I had to take the replacement bus.
So you missed the quickest way to get to Harlem, unfortunate.
Yeah. But I didn't miss Half Request, and I was impressed by seeing them live, so I listened to the EP, and it's a good EP.
This is like the slower vibe that I was really vibing with this week. There's something about these songs that hit in a way that Garage Sale did not.
I feel like this is more the direction I was expecting from Starsfall 2. That's my way of, I guess, explaining in a more simplified way of why I prefer this over Garage Sale.
Yeah, there's like nothing here that's super like lower quality than anything else. Pretty consistent throughout. A low amount of listens for sure.
Oh yeah. It's a pretty young band, it's a pretty new band, so unfortunately with that it not much of a listener base yet, which personally they should be it's not a band that I should say should be on top of the world or anything like that. But they definitely should be breaking out a little more than they are at the moment. Because they've got the quality.
Yeah.
They just, I guess, need to grind or something. I don't know how to get popular. If I knew how to get popular, I would have started a pop band.
I think TikTok has something to do with it these days.
Fuck.
I'm buying the EP right now.
And it's I wouldn't say it's a short EP. It's like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
And only 4 songs, so the songs go for a decent amount of time.
16, I think it was.
Yeah, it's about 16 or something, but it's still, I wouldn't call it like a short EP or anything. I wouldn't call it a long EP. It's a pretty in the middle run length. Yeah. It's got a fantastic vibe on it. It's got that kind of raw sound happening with its production on there. I think the songs do stand out a lot more from each other, like Prayer 2. And definitely feels like an outlier towards the EP, but it doesn't even feel like a huge outlier. It just feels faster.
Yeah, Apartment Prayer 2 and College are pretty significantly different from each other.
So I'm just trying to think of more words to say about it, but it's not really a band in which I can say like, oh, here's all the different things that they're doing. They are in a scene. They are kind of like what this scene is sounding like at the moment, but they're executing it pretty well, so they're worth your time.
Yeah.
Where'd you listen to this
It's
one,
in that middle of like band that's like to see before they blow up, kind of like old band to cash in on stocks in now, and band that is already there. They're like in the middle of that. And I can't think of the best words to describe that because it's been a long day.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But like, it feels like there is still a lot more space for this band to evolve with. But it also feels like they have quite a lot of it down packed as well.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
Where did you end up listening to this one, Trix?
I listened to this one a couple times. Getting out of work, chilling.
Easier to put on when you're chilling than garage sale, then?
Definitely.
What do you think?
Sorry, I was eating a meatball.
No, you're good. But like, what made it, you think, easier to listen to?
I really like the guitar tone. I was focused on the guitar tone for a lot of my listens.
Interesting.
Man, I just
Yeah.
realized I'm gonna have a bit of a shit time ranking this week. Fuck.
Well, I think we're ramping up to a clear number one here.
Well,
You speak so confidently.
It might be. It might be.
let's see. I think the reason I guess I prefer this over the garage sales as well. I think the songs on here just get a lot more time to breathe and actually like kind of evolve into something.
Yes.
Like whilst I
Yes.
feel like there's good catchy moments or like good kind of like I don't know, I said catchy, you know, it's really just kind of see and punching up that have like the kind of memorable hooks. But on there I feel like whilst there are some good hooks on it, it doesn't feel like an album of moments. It feels like an album of song. Whilst this feels like an EP of moments where you can go from start to finish and there's all those different moments that come in.
I would agree with you.
Yeah.
Really solid debut.
Yeah, I like this. Half request for anyone in Sydney, go see this band. They only have they don't have a small amount of people following them, like 10 people or something. But yeah, and they're not selling out venues and stuff.
They're in the 1,000 listener mark.
Yeah, and they're cheap tickets and they're a good band live. So go fucking see them.
All right.
No favorites or least favorites. It's all just pretty good.
I would say my least favorite is Brother, but my favorite is College.
I can also agree with that. Like, Baby Brother is the weakest of the bunch, but I do like the effect of all four together. Also,
Good cheese sandwich.
All right, well, Trix, you want to introduce the last one?
Yes, it is. As earlier last year, around this time, maybe a little later, you put on No Hands by Joey Valance and Brae.
I put it on in one of the last weeks, I believe.
yes.
That's right. Now I'm remembering. And I like them. I listened to all of their older stuff, and I was excited for this album to come out. And I figured, just came out, we should cover it.
I can understand
So
why you want to cover it.
So,
Yeah.
Trix, did you reckon this is the universal number one?
I think it might be. I really fucking enjoyed it.
I'm disappointed by this album. I'm sorry to say.
Fair enough.
It's not as good
I
as
like-
No Hands.
Yeah, like this one's got that kind of same issue as Garage Sales. You know, I'm gonna have to compare it to the older stuff, but I feel like in this one, especially with artists like Jerry, Brae, which have a lot more production credit to them and a lot more to, I guess, compare. I can kind of narrow down why I'm a bit more disappointed, and I can't put it into like what is the style of what they're going for on the album because I've really decided just to make a dance album, you know.
Yeah.
But it also shows why I really like No Hands, and No Hands was an album that constantly grabbed your attention because of Joey Valance and Brae.
Yes.
And whilst they still have their kind of impact on this album, it is a lot more in the background, and it leads to just a lot of moments on this album, which I find myself just kind of listening to the sake of listening to it. Whilst No Hands, I feel like was a true start to finish, was just full of banger line after banger line after banger line.
I think
there was. I could say, like, remember when we talked about No? I could say that everybody has like their own unique favorite line
yes.
from that
Yeah.
album. Here, I think my favorite moment of it was the Bangarang sample. And don't get me wrong, this is still a good album. I'm not saying this
Yes.
is kind of like some shit disappointment to the sake of like don't listen. But having known what Joey Valance and Brae could do, I know this could have been a lot more as well.
Yes.
I have a much different take on this album, and that is that I really appreciate this for being a concept album. Really,
Okay.
like,
Yeah, I can get that.
like this, it's 70s prog, but with a 2000s crunk filter over it.
Okay.
I don't think it
explain.
has that kind of same style as a
I'm not.
concept.
I'm not saying. I'm not the same style, but I'm same kind of like structure.
I mean, the concept of this album is that they wanted to make an album just to dance to. I believe, as they've said, like they
Yes,
don't. I
but
personally always
the
hate the line of
overarching themes of like not wanting to grow up and reliving youth is well enough a structure with the BMO samples even.
I was just gonna say is my one gripe is that I always at every gig whereas people are like oh you gotta dance or the artist goes like that. It's like you're not too cool to not dance. It's like yeah I know I'm not cool. I'm also not physically able to dance for a full 90 minutes.
I think I like this album a bit more than you do, Ritz. I like the idea of them trying to be a little more serious. I like the idea of them trying to be a bit more downbeat and like emotional because they talk about having trouble expressing their emotions and lyrics and whatnot. And that's cool. That's interesting, like a take. But I agree that No Hands was so good because it was so wall to wall party music. So having this go this direction feels like a step down unless it was like top tier lyrics, top tier beats, top tier just ability. And there's like really good pockets, really good moments. But outside of like reflecting on just wanting to play Halo or talking about finding that creative spark, I'm like a lot of it just kind of reads as kind of dull to me. The downbeat stuff. I don't really see it as like a dancing album in the same way.
Yeah, I think I'm on a similar boat. I don't think we're that far apart.
But I will also give it to fucking Rebecca Black for having the best feature.
I also will
Yeah,
agree. I think she. Yeah, I was kind of disappointed by JPEG's feature on this.
Like Rebecca Black is like doing like a Madonna thing here, and it works really really well.
yeah. I will say, there is nothing more punk rock than doing what you love, and even if it means alienating your audience. And I think that going from like a evolving from a more classic Beastie Boys style to just doing like 2009 Lil Jon shit is a real punk rock move in a way.
I don't disagree with that
But
either. I think that's important.
I don't think this is. I don't think this is too straight away from their sound though to be alienating. I mean, from what
Not
I've seen,
not
a lot of Joey
particularly.
Valance and Brae fans are pretty down with this sound as well. And I'm not like alienated in the sense of like, oh, I wish they would just do No Hands again. Going into this album, it just feels like they could have done more with this style than they're doing because we know that they can do more. And as Dominic said, yeah, No Hands was a wall to wall kind of party album, so it feels like to me personally, yeah, the album that is made less of a dance album probably has more danceable moments to me personally.
If
I mean, like that switch up that happens in Buss It into the drum and bass. I don't think there's anything like it on this album.
if the first album didn't exist, and I have not listened to it, so for me it doesn't really exist except abstractly. This would feel like a sophomore album where they're trying things, doesn't always fully work out, but it's interesting and different and weird.
Yeah.
And like I think whatever they do next is probably gonna like right the ship a bit better. But I think it's important that they kind of like shake this stuff out of their system and kind of see where things land once they do it. Like songs like Billie Jean, like I think that something like that still carries the weird bite that they sometimes have. Like who the fuck else is making a song like that right now?
Mm-hmm.
But to completely piss off Trix, you know what I think the best kind of dance song in this style is?
What?
The cover of 365.
Oh yes.
This album is
I
a
will.
natural evolution of that Charlie cover. Thank you.
Yeah,
That 365 cover is actually really good.
Yeah.
it's grown on me.
And look, like I said, I still do like this album, but it in no way brought the same impact that No Hands did.
No. Very few things can,
No, I don't think it's as good as No Hands, but I think it's better than anything else this week. I'll say that.
I have to disagree there.
Same.
Like I'm like looking at Billie Jean's lyrics, I still like lines like "I'm your man, you can call me Steve Harvey."
Which song had the line "No Hennessy for me, I prefer grenadine"?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I love that they're keeping the Shirley Temple bit going.
In terms of favorites, least favorite, I think I have to agree that like the Rebecca Black feature is somehow one of the best on here. So See You Dance is a favorite. Hyperyouth, the opener, is still a really good song. The
Yes.
sampling for Bangarang on there, whilst funny, is actually really well done. Least favorite is probably something like Party's Over or even Disco Tomorrow.
I'll go favorites for me. The See You Dance Rebecca Black feature is good. I like What's Up with JPEG. And I quite like Disco Tomorrow. No real least favorite.
I will give it to Hyperyouth and Bust Down, as well as See You Dance, of course. That's probably my favorite overall. My least favorite, probably like the party song, or like Go Hard. Like at a certain point late in the album, it's like some of this stuff is good, but it just feels a little bit off the mark.
Yeah.
Well, with that, shall we rank?
Pretty easy rank for me. Okay, I can go first if y'all want.
Go ahead.
Sure.
Bottom is Garage Sale, then Half Request, then Hyperyouth. At the top is Ella Fitzgerald.
For me, Garage Sale and Joey Valance are kind of like tied with each other. But if we go back to what am I actually going to go back to this year, then it's going to be Joey Valance at the bottom. Then it's going to be Garage Sale. Then it's going to be Ella Fitzgerald. Then it's going to be Half Request.
Garage Sale at the bottom, Half Request, Ella Fitzgerald, and the JVB album.
I just want to say to the lads at Garage Sale that if you're listening to this, I still love you, but I'm sorry.
No hard feelings. I still fuck with Starfalls too.
Come on the podcast.
I'll still fuck with you as a band, and I'll be there at Sawhorse Festival.
All right.
Come on the podcast.
Yeah, fuck it.
Please. Just don't listen to this recording. Except for this part.
You're gonna be gone for 2 weeks, Ritz.
Yes, I am.
Which means we'll have some mini-sodes. I think
Yes.
first we'll do a look at Bruce Willis's music career. We've talked about doing that.
Yes.
We'll do some more Green Day stuff after that.
I'm sorry, Monty just walked into my room with a Target bag around his neck.
Is it a train or is it just like a feeding bag?
It's a train.
Amazing.
All right, well, then what are we going to do 2 weeks from now?
Yeah, well, after these 2 episodes go up, what comes next?
Yes. I can go first.
Sure.
So I kind of want to give us a look. There's an artist we've been talking about that I think we should talk more about. They came out with a new album this year, and that is OCs with Abomination Revealed at Last. But that album itself is a reference to a prior OC's album, and that is Mutilator Defeated at Last. So we're
How
going to
many
be
fucking
covering
hours
both
of
of
OCs
those.
are you gonna make me?
Just the two albums, just the two OC's albums.
That
But
doesn't help.
then,
OC's albums could be 10 minutes to 3 hours.
I'm
Fuck.
working on a playlist that I'm calling An Introduction to John Dwyer, where we're going to be just looking at a bunch of his different projects, just a song or two from each one. But we will be covering and talking about that.
I'm just pointing out, if this is many, many hours, I do not have the time.
It will not be many hours.
Do I have to go nice?
I would hope so.
Okay. I'm making the last minute shift here.
Okay.
Trix or Ritz, if you want to go next, go ahead.
Yeah, I was only gonna pick the one album anyway. Stepping away from the usual sounds that I do with the emo and slowcore and indie rock and all that, just because I need to actually have a more diverse taste this year. And hey, there's an Australian artist that's getting some good reviews over the internet lately that I do know of. So let's cover it. It's Nina Geraci's "I Love My Computer."
Nina Geraci.
Yeah, got an 8 from Fantano.
Oh, interesting.
All right.
Yeah, this is an old Triple J unearthed high artist from back in like 2016.
Okay. Well,
9 years later, gets a Fantano to 8. So let's cover it. Let's get on the train.
For the rest of this year, I mostly want to do 2025 albums. However, there are still a few older albums that I am trying to get across the finish line. Some of them have been in the queue for a very long time. So this week is going to be a compromise. We'll do one new one and one old one.
All right.
This one was supposed to be on the show last year when we had our 3-week break, but kind of got swept away when that thing happened. It is Blind Guardian's Nightfall in Middle Earth. Power metal themed to Lord of the Rings.
All right.
Adorable.
And because I am going to be nice, I am also going to pair it with one of these shorter picks I have in mind, Rebecca Black's Salvation.
Okay. Also, Ritz, I would just like to clarify that the Mutilator Defeated at Last is 33 minutes, and Abomination Revealed at Last is 35.
Oh, yeah, that's fine. That's fine. I was like,
And
we've
my
listened to
playlist
some
will
long
be no
OCs
longer than
albums.
an hour. My
Yeah, I was
playlist
like,
will be no longer than an hour.
Yeah, that's fine. We just listened to some long OCs projects. So I was like, it's just gonna be like 4 hours of time that I might struggle to have that I have to dedicate to the OCs.
It will not be.
Because I would have flown over there and hit you. I don't hate
And
the
then
OCs
we would have
or
gone to
anything like
Outback
that.
Steakhouse.
Bloomin' Onion. Or Jet 2 Holiday.
Anyway, this was not that was not a dig on the OCs. That was just a dig on 4 hours of listening to the same artist.
That's fair.
So that makes next 2 weeks from now, whenever we get back to normal, Nina Geraci, I Love My Computer, and the OC's Mutilator Defeated at Last and Abomination Revealed at Last, Blind Guardian's Nightfall in Middle Earth, and Rebecca Black's new album Salvation.
And the playlist of John Dwyer.
And a playlist of John Dwyer, but yet to be revealed.
Yes.
So that'll be it for us. You can catch us listening to a ton of shit in the next few weeks. I've been Dominic. You can catch me on Blue Sky. I guess I don't really post there. I should post there more. It's in the description. I also, when I've had time lately, I've been editing this show, trying to get it up on YouTube still. I'm glad to get back to a normal schedule where I can edit more. Holy shit.
Dominic is all good.
All right.
I've been riddling. You can catch me in my new place.
New place.
New place. I ain't telling you where it is. You got to go find every single house in Australia. So you knock on my door, and I'm in an apartment, so like, I mean, it does narrow it down, but you have to knock on many doors in an apartment,
Come on,
and that's hoping they don't get the police on you before you finish one place. So now you're gonna have to be like, oh shit, I only did 70 out of 80.
Yeah, waiting for you.
Was he in one of those last 10?
Mhm.
Anyway, Trix, who are you?
I have been Trix, and you can catch me sleeping.
Sleeping. I have to finish this Mike's harder before I go to sleep. Otherwise, I will be there along with you.
I will probably dip out and finish my bowl too.
All right,
Hell
everybody.
yeah.
Enjoy the rest of your night, your evening, whatever you got going on. Thanks for listening to us as well. Goodbye.
Alright, I
Bye.
got some packing to do, so I'm gonna head off.